Welcome everyone. Before the horror begins, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share in the comment where from and at what time you are watching. It helps YouTube bring the best horror straight to your screen now. Let's begin. Have you ever walked the empty halls of the school after dark? The echo of your footsteps masking another set trailing just behind, whispers from lockers that seem to know your deepest secrets. The kind of building where chalkboards scratch messages on their own, and the desks hold memories too grim to erase. Tonight, we enroll in 3 true disturbing school horror stories, lessons in terror where classrooms become crypts, and education turns into an eternal nightmare from which there's no recess. These aren't recess tales. They're recessions into madness. Sharpen your pencils, take your seat, because class is in session and the teacher might not be alone. Story 1, The Locker's Secret. The locker door swung open at 3 p.m. with a groan like a sigh from the grave. A whisper escaping the metal confines like breath from a long-sealed tomb. The inside walls scratched with names that included mine, etched deeply as if by frantic nails. The air chilling instantly with the scent of chalk dust and old blood that clung to my nostrils like a bad memory. In my high school in rural Texas, a sprawling brick building from the 1950s with echoing corridors and flickering fluorescent lights, I had lingered after classes to grab forgotten books from my locker. The halls deserted except for the distant clang of janitorial carts. The whisper repeated, soft and insistent. "Open me." The locker number 666. Notoriously avoided by students who claimed it jammed or shocked them, vibrating slightly under my touch. Cold seeping from its vents like fog rolling from a crypt. Raising goosebumps on my arms despite the warm afternoon sun filtering through dusty windows, curiosity pulled me closer, overriding the prickling fear at the back of my neck. The scratches inside the locker deeper upon inspection. Dates beside each name corresponding to mysterious deaths from the school's dark history, suicides in the 80s, accidents that felt too coincidental. The air grew heavier, shadows lengthening unnaturally across the hallway floor as if the locker cast its own darkness. The whisper now naming my fears: failing exams, losing friends, and a voice that mimicked my mother's, laced with disappointment. School legends, shared in hushed tones during lunch, spoke of a cursed locker, the site of a student's desperate ritual suicide after relentless bullying. His blood staining the metal and binding vengeful spirits to trap the curious or cruel in an eternal echo of his torment. The door creaked wider, a cold draft rushing out, carrying the metallic tang of blood that made my stomach churn, the scratches seeming to bleed faintly in the dim light. By dusk, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the halls darkened, the locker door slammed shut on my hand with a force that crushed bone, pain shooting up my arm like fire. Visions flashing in my mind, the boy, cornered by tormentors, slitting his wrists inside the locker, cursing it to claim souls who opened it carelessly. The metal heated, burning my skin, the whisper laughing now, a sound like nails on chalkboard mixed with a child's glee. I yanked free with a scream, fleeing down the hall as lockers rattled in response, whispers chasing me like a chorus of the damned. Janitors found me collapsed outside, hand mangled. They dismissed the scratches inside as vandalism, but I saw them pulse with light. I transferred schools weeks later, but lockers in every building creak my name at odd hours. Shadows wait inside, ready to pull. Lockers hold more than books. Story 2, The Phantom Teacher. The teacher's voice called roll at midnight from the empty classroom, listing names of long-dead students in a stern tone that echoed through the locked school. The air thick with eraser dust and faint screams that seemed to seep from the walls. Detained after hours in the old Chicago public school for a forgotten detention, I had sneaked out of the office to explore. The building's corridors dimly lit by emergency lights that buzzed like swarms of insects. The voice drew me closer, clear and familiar like my history teacher's. but laced with a rasp that sent shivers down my spine. Calling my name last with a pause that felt like judgment. A cold draft slipping under the classroom door like fingers probing for warmth, peering through the small window in the door. The chalkboard filled with equations scrawled in blood-red chalk that dripped slowly. Shadows moving across the desks like students hunched over tests, their forms translucent and flickering. The teacher turned at the front, face decayed with skin hanging in strips, eyes glowing with an unearthly light that pierced the glass, locking onto mine. The school's history flooded my thoughts. A devastating fire in the 1950s. The teacher perishing while saving trapped students, her spirit rumored to haunt the halls, teaching eternal lessons to those who lingered after dark. The air froze around me, breath fogging the window. Visions of the blaze, flashing flames licking walls, screams of children. The teacher burning but calling names to calm them. Dread peaked as the door unlocked itself with a click. Swinging open, the phantom teacher beckoning with a charred hand. "Learn or burn," her voice crackling like fire. The classroom heated, desks smoldering, shadows rising as ghostly students turned hollow eyes toward me, their mouths opening in silent pleas. I backed away, but the hall lengthened impossibly, doors slamming shut behind. The teacher's footsteps echoing closer, heat blistering my skin. Smashing a nearby fire alarm with my elbow, sirens wailed, the phantom shrieking as water sprayed from sprinklers, dousing the illusion. I escaped into the night, fire department arriving to find no blaze, just charred marks on the classroom floor. I quit that school. Chalk scratches heard in silence now, lessons whispering at night, burning my dreams, teachers from the past grade forever. Story 3, The Cursed Playground. The swing creaked at dawn on the empty school playground, a child's laughter echoing from the mist-shrouded equipment, the air cold and damp with dew that carried the scent of rusted metal and unearthed dirt. Sneaking into the abandoned California elementary school for a teenage dare. The chain-link fence rattling behind me, the playground equipment loomed like skeletal remains. Swings moving gently without wind, the laughter growing closer. High-pitched but hollow, like an echo from a well. The ground softened under my feet, mud sucking at my shoes. Shadows darting between slides and monkey bars without bodies to cast them. The laughter multiplied, whispers joining from the sandbox. Play with us. The air thickening with the chill of early morning fog that clung to my skin like spiderwebs. The school's dark past nagged, a construction accident in the 1940s. Children buried alive when a foundation collapsed during building. Their spirits cursed to play eternal games, dragging new playmates below to join their endless recess. Hands emerged from the soil, small and decayed, fingers grasping my ankles with surprising strength, cold and clammy like drowned flesh. Visions flashed, the kids laughing during lunch, then screams as earth swallowed them, trapped in darkness, calling for friends. Horror climaxed as the ground quaked, the sandbox sinking into a pit, the hands pulling me down, laughter turning to wails. I clawed free, running as the playground equipment twisted, swings wrapping chains like tentacles. Police arrived to my frantic call, finding no disturbance, just old equipment rusted still. I bear handprint bruises that ache in cold weather. Playgrounds at dawn call with laughter now. Shadows play tag alone, waiting for me to join. Playgrounds of the dead play on. If these school horrors left you dreading the school bell's ring, share in the comments. Which classroom chill would trap you eternally, and have you heard echoes in empty halls? Spill your own disturbing school stories below if you can face the recall without trembling. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more true terrors. Next time, we explore the nightmares of haunted dorms. Study hard, or be schooled in fear.